Hey guys, so I want to talk about Dave & Buster's stock here today, and I want to share a few reasons why they actually bounced around 20% on Wednesday of this week. And they were actually at their lows, as you can see here, on May 16th, when the stock market actually was crashing all the way to around the 290 level on the SPY. And I guess this stock was really affected by that move because a lot of it was based around the fact that things might not reopen as soon as people thought. And essentially, that's one of the main things that's moving this stock's price is when people think things will reopen and whether or not people believe this stock can have a high revenue or earnings once things begin to start opening again. Now, another reason that they may have been moving here in the last week is that they do have an earnings coming up on June 7th. And I'm assuming a lot of people are probably thinking that they're going to do bad on earnings because they have been closed for a substantial portion of 2020. However, they may not have done as bad as people thought. And honestly, Dave & Buster's is a company that relies largely on its venues and menu and appetizers and people coming into its restaurants and physical properties here. So the fact that they don't have a lot of online amenities or any at all is really hurting their business at the moment. However, I feel that this is one of the companies that has a strong CEO, and he knows what he has to do once things reopen in order to shift his company into the upwards direction. And one of those things is going to have to be strong advertising and offering a lot of incentives for consumers to come into his business. And essentially, what he can do is he can offer discounts on tokens and other things to kind of remind people why Dave & Buster's is a brand that they used to like before all these lockdowns happened. Now, if we see the stock price here before the crash, it was around $34, and a lot of investors said that this stock was one that could push up to around the $40 mark as a result of the strong things the CEO was doing to keep pushing new customers through the door and keep bringing more people into the business. Now, as you may know, Dave & Buster's has kind of two parts to his business. It does have a restaurant section, but it also has entertainment and attractions in its stores and locations. And essentially what these attractions did is you pay for some tokens and then you kind of play them away and you really get nothing back from this. So I feel that's something he could benefit from is if he was going to offer the consumer something back for the money that they invested. Usually you get a small toy or prize. However, a lot of people are very wary of this and aren't really in a position to simply blow their money away for no return once this virus starts to end and once people are able to come out of a lockdown. So I feel that if he can get over this hump and offer better entertainment services, then he could really benefit and the company could really benefit from this type of move. Now, additionally, on earnings, it will really be dependent on how bad they are hurt during this closing of their locations and how long they will have to be closing into the future. And that's something that's definitely going to be discussed in the earnings call. So I encourage you guys to listen in on that if you are going to be playing Dave & Buster earnings here in around 10 or 11 days. Now, if we do look at the exact move that happened this week, you can see that they were around the $12 range. And as I showed you on the 3 month chart, their low for the last 3 weeks was around $9. And they've been able to bounce all the way to 15. However, their stock has bounced to this price in the past and originally 16, then 16 again, or sorry, this one was to 15, then again to 16. So a lot of people are bullish on them recovering. You can see that they have strong 1 or 2 day rallies here, and the rallies don't very last too long, and they immediately sell off afterwards. So a lot of people are worried that this stock might have trouble recovering after the virus, and they haven't been able to rock it, such as the way airline stocks such as AAL or DAL have been able to continue climbing even though there's no new news in the market. And this is because investors are really bullish on what they can do after the lockdown ends. Now, Dave & Buster's, I feel like I said, I really like this company. I've played there a few times. I've been to their locations, and their food is good at the restaurants. So I'm bullish on them recovering. However, I wouldn't want them to, or I wouldn't expect them to push around the $20 level for about another month or so. And unless we see big news about the markets reopening, you can see that even though this week has been so bullish in the SPY as a whole and the market as a whole, they haven't been able to recover to any type of significant level and have simply retraced on what they've done in the past. So yeah, guys, just keep an eye out for this stock because it is a big 1 day mover. And like I said, they're not the type of company to have multi-day moves. You can see that here. This is around 2 days after the big jump happened of 20%. And they were just trading up and down and up and down. This is a good stock if you want to make money like day trading, or simply like buying 100 shares, then selling them at the low, then, or sorry, buying them at the low, then selling them at the high, and you can make like $5 or $6 a day. However, I wouldn't recommend that because look how volatile it is. You don't really know what exactly could happen. But yeah, if you are playing the options, I would say buy them for way, way, way out in time, for around the 2021 time frame. And you can make a substantial amount of money from this trade because they are going to recover eventually. And like I said, they have a strong CEO and strong guidance in their company and are an average volume trade. Additionally, another reason why they may be increasing the way they are is that they do offer a very, very strong dividend yield. And at their price point of $13, it's very cheap for you to buy around 100 of this stock and maybe even sell options into the future, as a lot of people are very bearish on this recovering. So if you look at their options plays here for June 5th, these are weeklies, and they are worth around $80 in the money. So this is a very strong price valuation on the options for an only $13 stock here. So it just shows that there's a lot of consumers in the market for this stock, and that a lot of people might be very bearish on its recovery. As you can see here in the last week, my stocks have actually been gaining substantially, and I've gained around $200 in the last month or so. So I'm very happy about that. And I will be playing Dave and Buster's earnings here because I feel that they're going to be stronger than people expect, or at least not as bad as people expect. And as a result, the stock should be increasing, or at least have an earnings run up that I can play on, as most stocks do. So yeah, guys, just keep an eye out for that and see how they do on earnings. Listen to the call if you're interested. And this is a low risk stock, as they haven't jumped a lot. It's going to be a lower risk for you to come in on this and maybe try out a few things that you haven't tried before with earnings plays, and maybe even make a substantial amount of money in the process. So yeah, guys, good luck here in the coming week. Watch out for the plays. And as always, don't forget to like and subscribe on the video.